crypto markets once again are kind of finding a pulse once again. We see some positivity. The Fed announced a 25 basis point rate cut. That was the expectation. That's what came to pass. And so the official interest rate went down to 4% from 4.25%. And this year, analysts are actually expecting even more rate cuts. We'll see, but that once again is the expectation. And generally speaking, this is all good news for the crypto sector since it becomes cheaper to borrow money. That means more liquidity is just becoming available. And some of that liquidity, of course, is going to trickle into cryptocurrency. So we're going to look at one of our favorites here. We're going to be talking about Aave in this video, AAVE. If you have some extra dry powder lying around, this may be a good time to pick up this project. We are fans. We're going to crunch some numbers and get very quantitative and ask exactly how many Aave will you need to own to be a millionaire at the height of this crypto bull cycle. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, Aave or otherwise. I genuinely wish you well. Just remember though, I am not a financial or investment advisor, nor is this video official financial or investment advice. All right, so what is Aave in the first place? Aave, whose token and ticker is AAVE, is one of the biggest if not the biggest lending protocol in DeFi. It launched back in 2017 as ETHLend on Ethereum. And then in 2020, it was rebranded, of course, to Aave. Nowadays, you can find it on 17 different EVM chains. And then furthermore, from August 2025, it's also available on the first non-EVM chain, Aptos. If we go by the numbers here on Ethereum, it ranks second for TVL, total value locked. And that, of course, is after Lido, the liquid ETH staking platform. It's a rather impressive feat, actually. TVL right now for Aave, as I record, is $36.6 billion, which is almost, actually, if you look at it, almost twice as much as number 3, Eigenlayer. And it's pretty close to Lido, which is only at $38.74 billion. So it's a pretty close, I would say, neck and neck distance there between the first and second in terms of TVL here. Aave's TVL especially started to grow in early November 2024. At that time, it went from about $13 billion and steadily but surely climbed all the way to its current $36 billion. So that's a 3x almost, if you think about it. The current bull market is, unfolding. The height of it is around the corner, and the TVL is expected to grow even more from here. The project's founder is Stani Kulichov, and so far Aave has 3 different versions. The newest and most current version is V3, but a new version, V4, as we're told, is on the way. More on that in just a moment. Some of the unique features for Aave are flash loans. The idea behind a flash loan is that you don't need collateral, but you need to repay the loan within the same transaction. Collateral swapping is another unique feature. This allows you to change your supplied collateral asset to another asset entirely. And you can do this in a single transaction. So it just means there's no need to withdraw, resupply your funds. There's also no need to pay back your initial debt. So, maybe you use Aave, maybe you don't, but if you're quasi-familiar or unfamiliar with this one as a project, you should have a bit of an idea of what it's all about. With that being said, let's take a closer look at kind of news and some of the announcements that Aave has publicized recently. Quick shout out to Surge in this video. It is our risk-free prediction game on Telegram where you swipe either left or right in anticipation of whether an asset is going to either pump or dump, and you track your accuracy in the process. You earn rewards, and hopefully you pick up some market skills in the form of TA while you're at it. Surge has also kicked off a daily giveaway competition. It is very simple. Every day there's a coin of the day. Today it is Litecoin, good old LTC, and all you have to do is swipe in order to find it on the Surge app. Once you see Litecoin, screenshot it and drop it under their tweet. One random reply wins $10 in USDT. That may as well be you. It is super easy. So check out Surge, have some fun swiping, and throw your hat into the race. But you got to be able to participate if you stand a chance to win. And if you do participate, best of luck. Maybe you can snag some prizes along the way. Check out the competition and the links in the description of this video. So as far as updates go for Aave, and as I alluded to a moment ago, the biggest one that we can discuss is the launch of V4 at some point in Q4 2025. Currently, Aave is in the final stages of testing the V4 version, and then deployment, of course, is going to be the next step. But as per all the information we have, V4 is expected to bring a lot to the table. It should be one of the major DeFi events of the year. There's a lot that it's going to introduce, including hub and spoke architecture, which is going to improve liquidity and reduce gas fees by about 30%. The liquidity hub works behind the scenes in this process. You and I, as users, don't interact with it directly. When you supply an asset to V4, it is stored in the liquidity hub. However, you interact with various spokes, and these will be your entry point to the protocol. And the spokes connect to the liquidity hubs. When you supply or borrow, it's going to be happening through a spoke. Each spoke has different rules and risk settings, so the spokes handle all of the interactions and offer various settings. They manage a lot of things, including, for example, user positions, but they also track collateral, they integrate with price oracles, and they also include safety controls. They can pause operations, for example, if needed. There's also a reinvestment module, which optimizes idle liquidity, which results in higher LP returns. Plus, there's also a faster and safer liquidity engine. Another big update is the fact that Aave has very much entered into the realm of RWAs, or real-world assets, with its Horizon RWA market. This is a market that connects institutional tokenized assets with DeFi on Ethereum. It is an institution-grade compliance framework that enables over-collateralized lending against RWAs. And so taken all together, it looks like we have a lot of positive updates that should very much strengthen Aave's position, really as the leader in DeFi lending. Altcoins are finally on the move once again after what's been a pretty tough 2025 so far. People are getting the feeling that altcoin season will finally start soon, if it hasn't already, which it has according to some. And Sui is having a great 2025 so far, bucking the trend from most of the first half of the year while still growing right now. It has quickly become one of the leading altcoins in this market and is even up over 240% in the last 12 months. And that is for a few different reasons. First of all, Sui is killing it in all the big sectors it supports, including DeFi, where Sui already crossed $2 billion in TVL. Sui also has some of the fastest stablecoin growth of any chain, so that people are using it for real-world pragmatic transactions. Walrus is changing the game in decentralized data storage. Its token launch was a big hit, while Seal and Nautilus make things more secure and more private. And SuiPlay 0x1 has been shipped now, and many people that have ordered it are already playing with it. Sui even has a small but growing meme coin market for the meme coin lovers out there. So if that's your jam, then you're covered as well. If you haven't yet used Sui or haven't done so lately, then come give it a try. And also follow Sui's X account for all the latest updates and announcements. Check out the link in the description of this video below. Okay, so before we can see exactly where Aave is going to go, where we feel the token price will go, let's consider where it's been and do a little bit of light technical analysis. For your consideration, the current price of Aave is right now just below $307. It's up over 7%, as you can see here on the month, with a $4.671 billion market cap. What's nice, actually more than nice, what's actually pretty spectacular is that all of its tokens are in circulation. That is a 10 on 10 as far as tokenomics go, as far as I'm concerned. And the all-time high for context is a little over twice where we sit now, $661.69 from back in May of 2021. So over 4 years ago, and that current price that I mentioned, just under $307, is down a little over 50% from that all-time high. If we look at year to date since January, Aave is actually a little bit down. Although zooming out a little bit more, looking at the last 12 months, that span of time shows that we're up about 100% in the last year of time, but again, down year to date since January. So for a protocol of this size, it's been up and down, but the last 12 months have been impressive. It demonstrates that DeFi is still a popular choice for investors. Now, more recently, Aave tested a pretty critical support level at around $249. After that, we saw a stronger surge to $357 in August. The RSI is at about 63 right now, which is good. It shows positive price momentum without being in the overbought zone. Current resistance levels are at around $330, maybe $340. Breaking through those could open the way to $357. That's going to be the next resistance. Once that breaks, 370 is likely the next resistance point. For this year, that may be the maximum range. We'll see, but it's likely that the bull run continues, of course, into 2026. If that is the case, which is very likely to be the case, we'll see continued positive upward movement. All right, so exactly how many Aave tokens do we feel you need to hold in order to be a crypto millionaire if you want to cash them out at the height of this bull cycle? We've seen already that with Aave, you have a DeFi giant. It's a good project. It's not going anywhere, in our opinion. And there are a lot of positive updates right now, especially surrounding its V4. So let's crunch the numbers here. I'm rounding down actually from $307, somewhat arbitrarily, because when I crunched the numbers, we were at $304. So that's the figure that we're using, $304. With that token price, you need 3,289.5 Aave to be a millionaire today. That's current prices. Let's get gradually more and more optimistic here. The next resistance is $330. With that, you're going to need 3,030 Aave to be a millionaire. Simple numbers. Now let's consider that recent August top of $357. We will need 2,801 Aave to achieve $1 million at that price. And then I said earlier that $370 could be the top for Aave in 2025. That would require 2,702 Aave to get to that millionaire status. But again, increasing in optimism here if the bull run continues into 2026. Let's consider $400 per Aave. That would mean we need 2,500 tokens. An Aave price of $500, nice round numbers here, simple math, we'd need 2,000 Aave. A $600 Aave requires 1,667 Aave. And then going back to that all-time high that we saw a little over 4 years ago, at $661, we would need 1,513 Aave. Beyond that previous all-time high, we are in price discovery territory. Let's consider $700, which Aave could realistically achieve. I would say next year, not in 2025, but next year. At that price, we need 1,428 Aave. And if we go beyond that to, let's say, $800, we'd need 1,250 Aave. Let me know where you think the price of Aave is going to go in 2025 and in 2026. And let me know where you think the bull cycle is going to top out for this particular project. And in general, let me know in the comments below. And also be sure to join our social media discussions. Those are on X, those are on Discord, and you can find those links in the description of this video.